Hi, my name is JC Villarreal, and this is my solution to Project Zero for CS50's mobile app development with React Native. Let's get started. Now, the challenge is to modify this My To Do application, and how this works is that whenever you click New To Do, it will ask you to for an entry, and then it will add that entry as a list item within the body of this HTML page. And then whenever you create an entry, this item count will have to be updated to show how many list items are there. And that list item has a checkbox beside it. And if you click the checkbox, this will be updated or should be updated rather. And to show you a demo, it looks like this. So if I've add an item here to drive, for example, to cook and to run, you see that all of these items are now added and it has this checkbox and delete button. So you see that the item count is updated and unchecked count is 3. If I check one item, this check count is 2. It's decremented. And if I deleted this, the unchecked count is updated to 2 and the item count is now 2 instead of 3. And what I did was updated this script.js, which is provided initially. And this consists of an empty function new to do. And what I did was I implemented a few functionalities. First, a few of those functionalities include a function counting the items on the list, and a function counting the unchecked items on the list, and then a function to delete the item based on the ID of that list item. And to start with, in the new to do function, I initialize a counter called count with 0, and then updated this line entry to ask the user for an input. And whatever that input is, it's assigned to the to do variable. And if that to do variable has an entry on it, meaning it's not null or the user did not cancel, then it will execute this sets of functions or or code. And within that code, first I increment the counter by 1, and then I uh, assigned document create element list to the list constant, which is which basically says create a list item. And then that list item's inner HTML or content includes a div class, an input box, which is type checkbox, a button, and a label. So the div class will contain this class name to do item, which is just um, a class to change the style of the div. Um, then the input box, which is of class type checkbox, has an attribute called onChange. And whenever this checkbox is changed, meaning if you check or uncheck it, that checkbox, then this uncheck count function is called. And then the button you should see here will execute a delete to do function passing the value of count whenever it's clicked. And then lastly, whatever you typed in the prompt, it will be displayed. Next, it will this code is just assigning the value of count to the ID um, variable or attribute rather, and then we'll add that list to this list, which is the to-do list element, which is the unordered list. And then to finish it off, it will call the function item count and uncheck count to display the updated values of the counters. And the item count here, what it does is it just execute this function. And then what it does is just gets the length or the how many lists are there within the body of the document and assign it to the item count spans inner HTML. And the item count span's inner HTML is this, while the unchecked count does the same thing. However, what it does is it gets the value, it gets the number of input box type checkbox length, and then subtract the same input box but all that are checked, and assign that to the inner HTML of unchecked count span. And lastly, the delete function uh, will execute this this code, which is just querying the list item by its ID, which is passed here, and then removing that element from its parent, which is the list to do item, and then calling these functions again to update a counter. That's it. Thank you very much.